Wind down.
All right, so what you trying to chat about next?
Yo, we should talk about this.
I mean, it is time for the wind down.
That's cool, but after that, I need some advice.
Let's wind down with the Wine Night podcast.
Now, right?
It wasn't so bad that I asked that one last question. You always just be demonizing me.
You see how your co-host will just attack you? You attack your character. You know, I'm trying to save him from himself. Like I saw in his eyes, he was about to.
Word, because I will hold you here and pick your brain.
Y'all was on the phone together. He was about to go in. I had to stop. I had to save him from himself.
That's funny. Y'all funny.
But we are in our last segment. We're in the wind down. So usually we just like have like a submission, and this submission can be anything. It could be, you know, our listeners just wanting us to talk about a subject, or they might need advice. So last week we had a very tantalizing, I don't know if you've seen it, but you know, we had some people who had some issues. So this week we picked somebody who just wanted us to talk about the specific topic since we were here, right? And so I'm not sure if you are aware of the Honey Pot. This is a Black-owned business. She created feminine products for women to make sure, you know, your pH balance is on point. Like you down there, you good. You're not just smelling like flowers, because vaginas are not supposed to just smell like flowers. Ever.
Very weird.
No, honestly, if it smells like that, go see your doctor. Anyway, so she's very successful. She is currently in Target, I believe, and you can buy her stuff online. However, there was somebody who flipped around her product and read, you know, sometimes how people have a little description of like how we got started, so you can like care about them and shit. And so on the back, she said that she called on her ancestors to help her with this idea and to help create this product. And unfortunately, you know, sometimes we just have some people in the world who take things a little too far and said, see, this is why I don't fuck with this voodoo shit and this spirituality stuff. And they talked about the horoscopes and everything that wasn't necessarily Christian, because, you know, that person decided to name, you know, her ancestors and what they have helped her do. So knowing that Michael is Haitian and how he feels about being, you know, voodoo, right? And know that you are a spiritual.
How do you feel about it?
I just don't like when people wrongfully put a label on us. I just think when we all do it, when it's something that's part of a specific group of people in a specific part of the country, right? And also people make incorrect assumptions about what voodoo is, assuming like it's about putting spells on people to like trick them and do all this negative shit. It's not only negative, right? And what that ended up doing is like, I get into a whole thing, but basically I just don't like the generalizations that are made because of voodoo.
It's very empowering. My boyfriend is Haitian, so I get it. But I fuck with voodoo. I wish that we did it, because we wouldn't be in this fucking situation. If we fucking did voodoo, we'd be fucking lit. Like, she's an asshole for saying that shit. Fuck out of here. So I'm gonna need her to never pray to her dead ass grandma again for protection, because you calling on your ancestor right there, sweetheart.
And
they all do that. They be like, oh, my grandma talking. When y'all be praying to y'all old ass dead people who just died and asking them for look over y'all in protection, that is calling on your ancestors. Like, why do they not understand?
I ain't gonna hold you. I seen a couple people in my dreams, and I had to tell them, look, I love y'all, but unless it's some like real dire shit, I can't. Y'all know I'm emotional. Don't do that to me. Like, you gotta come only when the shit is like hitting the fan, bro. Or like, you know, I need some help, like for real. Like, don't just be showing up. I get emotional.
You know what's interesting? I've never, like, I can tell you in 26 years of living, I've never had an experience like that. So I don't know if it's like me, just my persona prevents me from welcoming that in, or maybe I'm just not perceptive to it. Like, do you encounter people who just do not have communication with spirits or ancestors and things like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. My ex.
What you feel about me? Shit.
Someone's just so like nothing exists. I never experienced anything in my life. What the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you?
It's not true. Yeah.
Like, what is wrong? Okay, something's wrong with you, but not that's wrong with you. It just means that sometimes we have programming of our third eye. So sometimes you gotta like do some work on that third eye. Maybe your chakra is blocked. You need to like.
Something's blocked.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, yeah, that could be it. Sometimes like also like life experiences and stuff. If you've been kind of like not receptive to certain things for like a long time, we train our bodies to like, man, no, this doesn't resist. So therefore things don't really reveal themselves to you because you already put that in like your perception. But as opposed to honestly, the more like you start being in tune, the more shit start revealing and you be fucking annoyed. You be like, what the like, can I get a break? You know what I mean?
You know what? Actually, you know what? We're gonna touch all the topics because Michael also doesn't believe in like, you know, black spiritual Negro spirit, you know, the superstitions and everything. So I don't believe in superstitions. I don't believe in you spill the salt, I'm throwing it over my left shoulder like immediately. Like you walk that
hoodoo.
I'm walking around immediately. Like you sweep over my foot, we fighting. Like that's like no, absolutely not. Like
that's hoodoo. That's hoodoo. And that originates from hoodoo, and even like how black people cook black eyed peas on New Year's Eve, like bro, that's all hoodoo.
But like I believe because I've seen, and I tell him, I'm like, no, I've seen like shit. Like I've seen, like literally, like my grandparents come in my dream and they talk to me, and like they shouldn't be talking to me, and then things happen, and I'm like, yo, bro, like listen to me, and he's like, yo, you're bugged out. And I'm like, yo, I just drove a fish like somebody's pregnant. Like, I know it.
We started on that. My family, the whole family dream about fish. And then they all be calling me like, are you pregnant? I'm like, not me.
I always get real nervous because my mom, you know, she's like, oh, you know, had a dream about fish. And every single time somebody pop up in my it has literally never failed. And the only time it has quote unquote failed is because somebody else did something to get rid of that thing that was there. So technically they was correct. You just intervened and said, and like, it's just crazy because like, I believe in all that shit, everything. I'm like, God is speaking, something is speaking to me and I'm listening. And then Michael's like, I've never seen any of those things. Like, I don't believe in any of those things. And so like, so
my thing is this, like after talking with Nia, what I've learned to stop doing is just dismissing it as like, y'all crazy. I just started saying, well, I just don't experience it in that way. Because we're doing the same things. It's kind of like you talked about earlier. We're having the same experiences. I'm just labeling them differently. I have those people in my life who are damn near prophetic, but I've just always labeled it as, oh, God was speaking through you or something like that. Like my family has this running joke that I'm just touched by God. Like I'm protected because situations I've been in, they would be like, I've been in so many near-death experiences before I even turned 4 that they're like, yo, there's just something about you. Like you're just touched. So I guess for some people, other people, they might label that as maybe there's some sign to that. Maybe there's like someone's, put some spell on. Like
heavy, strong Jupiter influence. That's like good luck. So in your chart somewhere, but that's luck. But like, so Jupiter people, I feel like you got Sagittarius in your chart somewhere real heavy. And like a real strong degree because like that, me too. So same, like, I don't know how I'm alive.
Yeah, honestly, same thing. Like there's just no reason I should be here right now. Like if I really listed it, it would be crazy. Right. Yeah. So, but it's dope because it's like, I appreciate hearing you say like, oh, like I'm gonna go look that up now. Like what does Jupiter mean? Like, those different type of stuff. Cause it's like, what I've always just labeled it as, it was just God. But, for other people, like they might label these other things. So like, I really appreciate all this stuff. Like it's really dope.
That's a fact.